Hello, everybody. Welcome to my kitchen, Dave's kitchen. Today we're going to be putting together an amazing crab fettuccine spinach. It's actually the fettuccine itself is green. It's designed to be made with the spinach in it, so it's perfect. I was just telling people in the pre-show that Ronzoni makes a lot of non-GMO stuff, so I'm pushing their brand, but I'm not getting any remuneration from it. I just love the fact that they've committed to non-GMO. We're going to be getting dollar store items here, things that you could pick up at the dollar store. Some oysters for $1, cream of crab for $1. Something like cream of mushroom soup would replace this if you had to, and some sprigs of broccoli. Anything that's left over, a couple onions. It's going to require a full-on onion, so yeah, I'm going to need a full onion in this dish. So I'm going to go get that right now while you listen to the coffee maker brew. Brewing some hot coffee for the night. I picked up a 5-pound sack of onions for $1.50. And check this out. This is a Family Farm Sustainable. Family Farm Sustainable. No residual pesticides. Non-GMO. Certified pesticide free is different than organic. In some places, like in California, they allow this as similar to organic, but non-GMO. So that's really cool. So I'm going to get one big onion out of there and put that in the dish. Okay, getting this pan up to level 3 for the oil. We're going to be using some of the old oil. I was eating some sardines today, and these happen to be from Scotland, Crown Prince bristling sardines. So I was eating this today, and I thought, well, why not use the oil, the soybean oil, in there for the dinner? You know, oftentimes you throw that in the garbage and you wonder what the heck. I'm serious, yeah. So I'm just going to throw them in there as they are. I tried them already. There's hardly any bones in these things. So some of the best sardines in the world come out of Scotland. And Norwegian sardines are good too. But looking for a fish, this fish I picked up for 50 cents. I don't know if you can see that, but sometimes in the frozen section you can get, this is Alaskan pollock that you can see it's already been made into crab. And it has that artificial crab taste, so that's kind of a nice thing. So what we're going to do is saute the onions and the broccoli and roll this out pretty quick. We try to make cooking easy. I hope everybody understands that. We're working on a $5 budget, and I stayed within the budget and included a 50-cent can of peas from Y2K. That's right. I know it sounds a little weird, but I have to eat these up. And when Sarah and I met each other in 1998, believe it or not, a lot of people were concerned about Y2K, and we were preparing for, whatever. So I'd be buying these cans for like 30 cents, 50 cents. You can still, oh, come on. You're giving me crap every time I pull out the food supply that could save this nation. Just anybody. You got to rinse the cans out, though. So we're going to get to that. I'm going to put peas in this dish as well as the broccoli. It calls for peas and broccoli. I would recommend frozen. But because I'm using really careful budgeting tactics and I don't want to waste food, I'm just going to put those in there. All right. My coffee's almost ready. I can't really do anything without the cup of coffee. The sound of coffee. We had a big discussion earlier about in our pre-show about the coffee and how it's not solely organic. I was using a house blend, and that kind of bummed me out. But I recovered. Emotionally, I feel like I've dealt with that blow. I have food from 1957. It's true. I have an entire survival kit from 1957. I cannot avoid telling people about that. I'm over here There. Okay, so drinking the coffee. Yeah, hanging out in Dave's kitchen. Pretty cool, huh? You know, I have some cabbage sitting around, and I keep it tight in a really tight bag. And I'm going to use some of this cabbage in the dish. So let me start cutting some of this off, and I use it practically every day, but cabbage is only 28 cents a pound in my area. Check this out. $0.28 for cabbage per pound with the coupon. Isn't that amazing? Really? Seriously. So this is one of your most economic vegetables in the house. This will save you tons of money to have around, and it gives you good nutrition. We're going to shave some of that off with this butcher knife here. Now this would replace, I'm going to put this back in the bag as I can use it later. This is going to replace spinach. So here we go. I've got these really horrible sardines I'm going to put in this seafood fettuccine. You watching this? And the grill is getting hot. I'm going to drop them right in there. Sizzle, sizzle. Oh yeah. The carcasses of the sardines are right there on that dish. I'm going to put a little water in here. Rinse out the can. But I'm not going to drop that water in yet. Okay, the first thing in a dish is your seasoning, initial seasoning. And because this is a fettuccine dish, I assume it's Italian, so I'm going to go with Italian seasoning. But we're going to get onions and garlic in there right away. Put about a half a teaspoon of Italian seasoning in there. There you go. And we'll add a little bit more Italian seasoning a little bit later. And you can put the water in now. And get that up to a kind of a mellow kind of a cooking level, and then just throw this cabbage right on top. Now, some of this cabbage looks like it could be cut up some more, so I'm going to cut up a little bit more of it sideways. There we go. Okay. Cut this onion. So everything we do here is in real time. The recording of the show, like our 5.5 hour turkey show, was unbelievable. We put an incredible show on, I thought. And I showed you how difficult it is to make a traditional American dinner for turkey, for Thanksgiving. Now, if you go with other add-ons, it's even more complex. I remember when I was working in the Hollywood area, in the film industry, I was tasked to actually bring food from a deli to one of the parties in town, and I actually put it all in I had it all from a restaurant, and it was unbelievable how messed up this whole thing was. I mean, they paid like $350 for a turkey and a ham, a gourmet organic turkey, and a gourmet organic ham. And you want to slice these up like this. Always avoiding touching your fingers, and always keep your fingers down and angled and vectored away from the knife at all times. All right. You know, throw those onions right in there. Okay, pressing down. Okay, and then take these sprigs, if they're all rinsed off, and just throw them in on top, but break them up as you go. Sprigs, and the stalks you want to cut up. And just dice the stalks up. They can go right in there. But dice them fine. A little bit more roughage. All right, what I'm going to have you do is cover that up and turn it up to a level 6 real fast. We're gonna heat this up real fast. Yeah, look at that knife. You admiring my knife? Yes. Third world nation stuff here. Ever since Donald Trump said this was a third world nation, I've been cooking for the entire population as if we are a third world nation. So, isn't that great? Yeah. Isn't it wonderful to be poor? Thanks to the stupidity of your leaders who pretty much sucked all that money into their private bank accounts, and then the biggest one of all is now in the office of the presidency. Isn't that amazing? A country that's been leeching other countries of work and exploiting labor around the world just to produce products at a cheap price. Now called a third world nation by its president-elect. Isn't that unbelievable? Does that not piss you off? Yeah, so Donald has never lived like I live, but I can tell you, you can live pretty well in a third world nation. Whatever. Listen, you Trump tard. This is Cooking Up Politics, and we run the show every Thursday, so if you don't want to talk about politics, get the hell out of here. Okay. No, the swim spa is pristine. I just took a spa today. It was like, 30 minutes of pure, absolute heaven. Yeah. All right, so what I'm going to do, one of the things I do before I actually microwave some water. Does anybody have a problem with me microwaving water just to get it hot? Is that okay? I have these large containers that I can microwave in. All right. I have them even this size. So let's do that. Let's microwave some water and get it hot for the fettuccine. I do a kind of a switch when I cook my fettuccine. I take the juices from the roux of the cooking and leave it in, and I transfer it to another container for the final cook. It's a way of imbuing the aromatic gastrique of the fish and the juices from the vegetables into the dish. When you put your hot water in there, it splashes and makes a big, big difference when you cook your fettuccine. Okay, I'm using I don't know if you know, but my really nice microwave bit the dust last week. And I was a little bit upset because it was a 3-year-old GE, and it was, it should last 5 years at least. Tap water? Are you kidding me? I've got a triple stage filter down here. Look at that puppy. Tap water? Is that a joke? No, I have reverse osmosis system too. See over there? Next to my compost heap. You're getting to know all about my kitchen. Isn't this great? Thank you so much. All right, we're having some fun, aren't we? Okay, so we're going to get nice nuked water, and I know I'm hearing this right now. Some of you are saying,
You know that radiation coming from the microwave is actually destroying or creating free radicals in the water particles?
yeah, well, they've studied microwave food, and the vitamins of food go down about 20 to 40%, depending on how long you microwave it. So in a way, you're right. But it is a way to save energy. I don't have to run hot tap water. I don't have to heat it up on the stove. And it's going right into the container. So here we go. Yay, us. Now, you don't want to cover it. You don't want to take the cover off of this. You can shake this up and give it a little shake. We're about ready to open up our package here. Yeah. Easy zip. These are normally about $1.50 or $2. So I was very lucky to get it at 50 cents. All right, so here we go. What I normally do is rinse a little filtered water into the container to lower the salt levels, because the salt levels are pretty high in this thing. So I'm going to fill it up with filtered water and zip it up. It's got that zip tie on it, so it's completely zipped up. I'm going to kind of shake it up with the filtered water in it. Nice and shake. I'm basically cleaning any kind of preservative that's sitting on top of it. Thank you. No, we're not drinking alcohol today. I'm not an alcoholic person. I don't drink alcohol. So, some of you do. Yes, it's imitation crab, but there's real crab in the dollar store crab soup from Maryland. Cream of crab soup. Cream of crab soup. Okay, that broccoli's almost ready to drop the crab in on top of it. Yeah, just throw the whole package in on top like this. Boom, like that. And you know I use wooden spatulas, right? So we're going to push it in there. Adjust everything. Press it down. Continue cooking. Those vegetables are clarifying. They're getting soft. We're not going to put these in until later. All right, so let's get the hand crank. Save some energy there. Get this going. The Y2K peas are open. I want to show you how fresh they look, by the way. Wow. I'm impressed. I'm opening all the cans. All right. Okay, which sauces do we use? We use the whole can of this. So this can go right in the dish right now. Plop. I'm going to add some nice water to this, filtered water. And that can go inside the dish. Maryland crab soup. That's pretty rare. Okay. The peas, you want to rinse all that water out, but take a look at how nice those look. Don't those look fresh as a daisy? They were harvested in a field that was not nearly as polluted as the earth is today, with no radiation to speak of on them, with no GMOs. Remember the good old days of 1998 when mankind didn't want to destroy the planet like a bunch of morons that we are? Or our leaders are? Because I'm not a moron, I assure you. Yeah. No, they're not. They're not like the crappy chickpeas that are made now in China. They put green dye on them. Yeah. They make garbanzo beans. They're cheaper to make than green peas. These are authentic, real green peas. I can't believe I'm having this conversation with myself. Okay, I'm going to double rinse this. We'll wait to put those in because they're already pre-cooked. They were cooked in 1998. And I think this entire thing of oysters should go in here, including the sauce. What do you think? I'm going to go in there with it. Wow. This is kind of like a bouillabaisse or a vichyssoise and other fancy words, which you probably don't have to look up. Yes, we're making a bouillabaisse, a vichyssoise. No, this is all just dollar store stuff, dude. I've done this many times before, let me tell you. Now you will need a little milk for this recipe. Don't stir it too much. Just let it sit there and stew at level 6. Okay. Wow. Now I'm going to get a pan in the back going at level 3. And I'm going to put some garlic in. I have a slice of Swiss cheese that's going to go in this. Wow, that's amazing. Cooking away here. I've got some nice big elephant garlic going in here. Wow, look at those. Those are some beautiful garlics. Wow. Might as well dig some earthworms in the yard and throw them. Yeah, you might as well if you're really hungry. You know, I've heard that people could make worm burgers. I've heard that that's something is possible. You know, they're busy making soy burger out of GMO soy for people to eat right now, and people don't realize GMO soy causes cancer in laboratory animals. Yeah. Doesn't that suck? They're feeding you cancer and everything you get. And they want you to be vegan, so they got all the vegans eating this GMO soy, getting tumors. So if you're walking around San Francisco wondering, what's that thing in your belly, you may want to have it excised and biopsied. Yeah, you thought you were living in the good life eating vegan all these years. Now you got to eat non-GMO soy if you really want to be a purist. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But I do eat meat and seafood. I love it. I'm enjoying the best of what's left of the earth. Man, that's just cooking away, isn't it? Perfect. Okay, you can replace the milk with any kind of milk, like almond milk, soy milk, but like I said, avoid GMO. But I'm going to put milk in there in the base here with some butter and garlic. All right. Beautiful garlic. Mince that up. And I will need the butter, so I'm going to get a pound of butter out of here. Perfect. I've got the perfect amount. It's about 2 tablespoons. Yeah, throw a nice amount of butter in there. I'm going to turn that level up to 6 now. I'm going to cook this pretty fast. Hey, I have never found any good deals on eBay for food. There is a food distribution company that does some advertising on eBay, though. But it's a kind of a weird place to find it. You don't find them in regular food sections. They're in lots. If you look for lots, like lot of this, a lot of times you'll find crackers in massive lots where you get the crackers for 20 cents a box. But sometimes you don't know what you're getting. You could get healthcare items, you know. Okay, I'm going to mince this the chives up because that's at the end of the meal. That's going to be our topper. And green onions are a very low-cost way to do chives. They look just like chives. They taste almost like chives, but they're almost like chives. That'll just be for the garnish at the top. Okay, we're going to give that a spin. Remember, level 6 is like medium-high. I'm going to turn the front off. It's done. You don't want to overcook it. Okay. I'm going to add the peas to it. Good. And kind of like push them down in there. I can practically turn this thing off. You can probably see it better. There you go. Yeah, see how nice that is? I'm saving energy too. Right light technology. You know, we're going to get pitted tonight. You know the show's going to start in about 20 minutes. No, Sarah's, you know, she's a very conscientious person. She works a lot, and I respect that. I really do. It's wonderful to see people with a strong work ethic. I had one for years. That's how I was able to retire at a young age. But it's just through sheer perseverance that you get ahead in this world. You can't get ahead if you're out spending a lot of money. Oh man. Yeah, the fume hood. This is a vent. It is at my. It should be at my. I would love to redesign the kitchen, but you know, I'm not really concerned about doing that right now. We did a kitchen makeover a few years ago, and I only spent $2,000 on everything. We did parquet or laminate flooring, pergo, they call it. And the whole interior of the kitchen has like a wood grain. The stainless steel appliances were pretty affordable. I repainted the walls coffee, which is a good color for a kitchen. Cool. Yeah, so I'm just going to let all these ingredients marry in the pan, and the heat will then just absorb and do its thing. Meanwhile, this is ready to go over here. We're going to go ahead and oh, that's beautiful. I've used Wondra before in the show. I want to show you how to use it. You put a little of the Wondra flour on top of the butter, and then you take a spatula and a little bit of milk. As it's bubbling, you kind of move it around. I don't know if you guys can see this. Yeah, I guess you can. We're going to do something better with the cameras eventually, but for me, it's all about cooking. Cool. Okay, add a little bit more flour in there. Now, if you're using cream of mushroom soup, you don't bother with this section of the dinner. You don't have to make a base for your container. Okay. I'm going to put the garlic in there right now. All that garlic can go in there. And the goal is to actually get this kind of like a white sauce with garlic in it. And I'm almost there. There we go. Keep that flame up around level 6 to make that happen. Otherwise it gets lumpy. Okay. More Wondra. All right. Cool. Okay, we're going to transfer this entire dish over. The garlic is still fairly fresh in there. I'm going to move this entire dish over into this one. I've got my preheated water here. And I'm going to put it right on top of that. Just shuffle it right in there. All of it. Okay? Leaving just a little bit left in the base, and go ahead and put your hot water right in there. Beautiful. Take that up to level 8. We're going to start the fettuccine. It's going to be tough. We're on a tight run here. We're going to add this to the top of this sauce. You can see it boiling in the back. It's like got a full boil going. We're going to add the spicy salsa to the top of this. And you can get all of it by using water. See that? Every last drop of that nice salsa. This is going to add a kind of an edge to your dinner. And then top it off with a little bit more of Finney's herbs. Or Italian seasoning. Another half a teaspoon. You can also add garlic powder. And I've been getting a lot of criticism for having garlic powder in my meal, but I think it's great. It adds as a thickener too. And when you're making a kind of an alfredo sauce for your fettuccine, you have to have a thickener. Okay, now we got everything just slightly pushed in. I'm going to cook this up at level. It's actually off and it's still boiling. Wow. Oh no, it's at level 8. Okay. There we go. I'm going to take it down to level 3 now and let it set. I'll actually take it to low. The front is at level 8. All right. Okay, now I can take some time to have a cup of coffee here and talk to you guys. How's it going? Dave, I've come to the conclusion you really have no clue how to cook. I just don't think you understand. I'm an unorthodox cook. I can cook faster than any other human on earth. And most of the work that I do, and you can see, is super simple. I mean, I don't think it gets any easier than this. I mean, this is clean. I'm putting it right back in the cupboard. It's just had water in it. And plus, I'm using ingredients that are $5. And I'm telling you, unless you come here and eat this food, you wouldn't actually know how good it tastes. Remember that turn you stepped in? What turn? No, I don't remember that. Wow, that's still that's a bouillabaisse right there. I'm gonna uncover it and show you guys how beautiful this is. I can't believe the disrespect of this viewer to say that. Well, because I've timed myself and I've run it against all the barometers on TV, kitchen shows, kitchen nightmares, Hell's Kitchen, every single show out there, and I've tested my speed, and it blows everybody away. Wow, we have drop frames on Battlecam. Touch my toes. Why are you telling me these commands? You do not have authorization. What is the passcode? And I will touch my toes. This is getting out of hand. Even the trolls are completely out of control tonight. You notice the word troll is written in the word control? Yeah. You think that's intentional? No, you don't have to do another line of meth to understand what I'm talking about. No, don't talk yourself into doing another line, buddy. Yeah. Yeah. Control. Control. Missed it by that much. Max, get me my shoe phone. Oh, man, that's wild, man. This is amazing. A lot of you don't know what I'm saying because you don't remember the 60s, but that's okay. I'm getting old. That's what happens in life. Massage the dish. Gingerly. Remember, you've got beautiful pieces of Alaska pollock there. Oysters. Right off the coast of, farm-raised off the coast of southeast China. And crab from beautiful Maryland, right off the coast of, well, Maryland. And broccoli and peas and onions. Oh my God, that smells so good. Did I mention that you can add dillweed? That's right. Always think of dillweed when you're cooking seafood. Yeah, that certainly blends with the Italian seasoning. Now, I would also put a little lemon zest in here if I really want to be fun, but I'm not going to be fun tonight. I'm going to cook with less lemon zest. Now, this calls for a lot of Parmesan cheese. If you have some Parmesan cheese, I've got a container right here that I need to heat up. See that? So yeah, shake, rattle, and roll. Man, this is amazing. This thing is cooking like crazy. Okay, we're getting our boil up here. Coming down the wire here, I'm level 8. Never thought it'd come to this. Okay, I have got to get, no, the roux is not weak. The salt ingredients, oh, come on, you're wrong, you're wrong. The salt ingredients, they're actually in the cans of food that I put in there, is more than enough to power up your meal. If you're like Chef Ramsay and you're standing there going, my God, man, pull yourself together, piss off. You don't have any clue that you're actually poisoning, well, I'm not going to say poisoning, but over salting your food. All right. My Parmesan cheese it has plenty of wood dust in it. They found out that it has a 1/3 cellulose in these things. Wood dust is actually pretty good for you. Turns out it's a natural product. Nothing to be ashamed of. Eating a little wood dust never hurt anybody. But they won't talk about the chemtrails that are blowing in your air where you're breathing. They'd rather talk about wood dust at the Food and Drug Administration. Oh yes, there's cellulose in your Parmesan. Oh, that's a terrible thing. God. Give me a break. Why do I live like this? Yeah, they say cellulose is in your big deal. You know how much dirt you eat, just generally speaking? Something like 15 pounds a year. Okay. Come on, boil. I'm glad I preheated this water. Dave, add some turmeric. Great idea. I love it. I will add some turmeric. You could also put, well, I wouldn't go to curry right now, but you could put turmeric directly into it, yeah. Here's turmeric. Turmeric. See that? Okay. Good idea. I think you're right. Why not? Not a lot, but you know. And try not to get the Chinese turmeric. It's so, oh God. No offense, China, but you got to clean up your act when it comes to food. Seriously. I mean, get your act together, China. I know. Well, if you're cooking and you got to eat, you got food, you're going to have to clean up the food process. All right, I'm just going to push that turmeric in a little bit. All right. I'm going to get the fettuccine in the hot boiling water now. It's finally come to a hot boil. You can take the product and cut it in half by breaking it like this. And putting it right in there and crisscrossing it. That makes it a little easier to drop in there. And make sure you immediately move it with a spatula. You don't want to let it sit on the bottom. If you do, you're looking at a burned, oh, it's a mess. If you got, see, there's a little bit of the bouillabaisse fish taste in the fettuccine. That's the whole concept of cooking it in that pan. It has a little bit of the taste. Fantastic. Just keep stirring, keeping it at level 8. Yes, level 8. Thank you. All right, I guess we've had a great chat today. I'm going to go put my tie on and start the show in the other room. Well, it actually is already running, so. The Swiss cheese I'm going to put on top along with Parmesan when I put it in a bowl. So I'm going to go get the bowl right now. My God, man! What happened to my bowl? What happened to my bowl? The risotto is mushy! Yeah, I'm trying to look for a suitable bowl for this. I kind of outdid myself in terms of space. I'm going to have to downsize my rice dish from last night, which is in the other refrigerator. Let me go get that. You can watch the thing cook. I'm going to put this rice dish. I made this rice from the turkey. Remember the turkey giblets from Thanksgiving? I use the bastings work great to make brown rice. So I'm going to put this in a container here. Hopefully it'll all fit. Fettuccine's looking good. Starting to cook. You may want to add a little extra salt to the fettuccine water. I didn't do that. I threw a pinch of salt in the fettuccine water. It wouldn't hurt. Okay, so I'm going to just put the rice dish in here. Store it for later. Kind of fluff it up. My God, man! The risotto is mushy! The question is, will all of this rice fit in the Now, when you look at the quantity I have here, it's like a real question mark. Will this fit? I'm saying yes, it will, but barely. I mean, that's pushing it to the max. And be sure to stir the risotto, to stir the fettuccine. Be sure you stir the fettuccine. Piss off. I just think that guy's ruining cooking on Earth. It's almost like Hell's Kitchen. It really is like he's destroying the whole essence of cooking. He's making everybody freak out every time they get near food. Oh my God, you're not doing that right. It tastes like hell. It's horrible. I wouldn't feed this to my dog. No, these are not maggots. Some of you are concerned that maybe the rice are maggots. I get that. Now it's going to be mushy. Man, I really maxed that out, didn't I? You put it in your freezer and it lasts for 6 years. Yeah, you may want to put a little piece of plastic over the edge to make sure no air gets in, but yeah, that's one way to make survival food from the freezer. Okay, one last, oh boy, this fettuccine is incredible. Look at that. Will you just look at that? Now, some people put garlic in the water. I'm going to get a lot of heat on this one. People are going to really be pissed off that I put garlic in here. He uses so much garlic. Look at how much garlic he's using. Oh no. Some guy really went hog wild the other day saying that I was a garlic overuser. Okay, let's look at that while I get my tie on. All right, everybody, we're getting ready for the show here. This is awesome. Thanks for hanging out with me. I'm not going to sniff the compost. I refuse. Sorry. I know a lot of you are suffering from mental illness from all the violence you've seen on TV, and deep down inside you're just a scumbag. But thanks for coming in the show. When you were a little baby, you weren't a scumbag. Your mama loved you. Yeah. What happened to you? Why did you become a scumbag? Getting close. Okay, this tie was made in it was an Aboriginal tie from it's called Scorched Earth brand. Isn't that cool? Scorched Earth is made in Australia. Okay. So apparently the Aborigines get some money every time they sell these ties. Okay, I think we're done. We're going to turn everything off. That fettuccine's got to cook a little longer than normal because it is a roaring boil you have to have. Now I set everything in its own heat, and it's just finally making the move here. Hey, I got Bob's support. Thank you, Bob. Right on, man. You're all right. I'm going to put this in the refrigerator for later. All right. See, I've got food that'll last a couple weeks around here. It's amazing all the food we make in one or 2 days. and it lasts and lasts. Okay, so I'm going to just go ahead. This is still clean. I'm just going to, I don't care if there's a little rice in there. It doesn't really matter to me. It was clean when I put the rice in yesterday. All right, so we're going to go ahead and drain the fettuccine. We're running a little late today. Not a big deal. I'm not on any time schedule. I will drain it over the sink. And it's the winter time, so what I'm going to do is lock up the sink right here. I create a sink lock right here. Check this out. See that? And I drain it right into the sink, and I let the heat from all that hot water stay in the house. That saves energy too. Isn't that a great idea? Okay, here we go. Beautiful. Okay, we're going to put that right in here. Okay. Pull back a little bit. That is your spinach fettuccine. Then you take your entire dinner like this. This is the best part of this dish. I'm holding it right above it. And watch this. Just pour it right on top. Isn't that beautiful? Oh my gosh, the smell is incredible. It smells like the ocean, like all over the ocean. Then you take your Swiss cheese and put it right on there, and what I'm going to do is actually strip it a little bit. There you go. Decorating the top, little Swiss cheese, and then cover it with Parmesan. Okay, all the heat from that dish okay, there it is. We're going to go ahead and put the a pan over it. You can put anything over it. A plate, a pan. Let me get a plate. Here's a plate. Let's put a plate over it like that. And let it set there. And that is dinner. It's a beautiful dish. Gorgeous. And when it sets, you take a spoon and spoon it out, and you're ready to go. All right, isn't it amazing? Thank you. Thanks for coming into the cooking show segment. I'm going to record or upload this later tonight to my YouTube site, and I'm going to start the regular show in just a second. Thank you. We'll be back shortly in about 1 minute.